Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great honor and privilege to have my brother Eddy Poetastic Foreman here with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about him. We're going to talk a little bit about his poetry and have some fun. Because, this is a short ride, and I'm glad to have such a fine person by my side. Thank you, my brother. I have a group of questions for you. And let me start by saying, when you think back to your earliest childhood, do you remember any particular writers or any particular stuff that stuck out? Was it this one or that one, Mother Goose or Winnie the Pooh or Dr. Seuss? Was there any poets that you remember from childhood that stuck out in your mind?
Actually, you named one of them. His name is Dr. Seuss. When I was trying to read, it was hard for me to comprehend the books around me, but the only thing I understood was Dr. Seuss. I kept reading, reading, and reading, and after I finished all these piles of Dr. Seuss books, I actually found a little Shakespearean sonnet, and it blew me away. The librarian asked me, "Do you know Shakespeare?" I'm like, "No. Would you like to teach me? Teach? Do you want me to teach you more about him?" I said, "Yeah." So she took me in this room. We started like she started reading me sonnets after sonnets after sonnets. She started showing me videos about his play, The Tempest, Othello, and just all of them. I was just amazed. And that actually gave me inspiration for be the poet that I am today.
That is so cool, man. That is so cool. I had someone help me out a lot in that the same similar vein when I was in elementary school. The school I went to, the principal had an idea that music help kids learn. So she made a point that every first grade class went to not just a concert, but went to the Pittsburgh Philharmonic in the most beautiful 19th century hall you'd ever imagine. It's called the Syrian Mosque. And I heard when I went there this first time, right? Of course, at home, it was pop music, right? But here I am. I'm in this symphony hall, this gorgeous symphony hall with these incredible musicians playing Tchaikovsky. And it just hit me so hard. And I started crying. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So the principal, sweet little lady, comes over to me. She goes, honey, what's wrong? And I said, the music, it's so beautiful. And she goes, yeah, but what's wrong? And I go, it's the music, it's so beautiful. And so you know what that lady did, buddy? She brought me to every time she sent a class from our school to the symphony orchestra, I got to tag along. And it changed my life, man. Just changed my life.
That's the power of poetry. And music, it changed our lives to the better. It inspires us to be the better person we can possibly be. Without music, poetry wouldn't be where we are right now.
Absolutely. Okay. So obviously Dr. Seuss was one of your early poet influences. Now, let's go on further into elementary school, into junior high school, maybe high school. Did you have the good fortune to have a teacher that encouraged you? Did you write for the newspaper or the yearbook or any of that stuff? Looks like I lost you for a minute. Ed, are you still there, buddy? Hmm. I lost you for a minute. Okay, I asked you if you had any. Did you write for the newspaper? Did you have teachers that encouraged you, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I have a teacher encouraged me in my sixth grade in middle school. He his project was write a poem, and I wrote a poem. The poem was reflection of trying to see my deceased grandmother again, and it's called Fly With You. He loved it
Oh,
so much that he has my poem in his text, and he had this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picture of a butterfly. He passed it. Everyone loved it so much they started passing it out to teachers, students, and I was the talk of the school. I was surprised.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That is awesome. That's just great. Wow, super. Okay, next question. Now, when when did you start performing poetry?
Well, I started performing poetry in high school because my 11th grade English teacher loved my poems. She loved it so much that she started to put me in contests. And actually, I won a contest. It was one of the finalists in the poetry community, and I was surprised. She started to put my poems in like her performances or plays or whatever. It gotten so good that the head of the psychology community at my school loved it so much. Actually, she invites me to perform it every time she's on her breaks.
That's wonderful. That's really wonderful. You know, teachers have such power. And it's ultimately so easy for them to do something that's life-changing for a student. You know, and it's just that's really wonderful. No wonder you're the fine poet that you are today, brother. Okay, next. Um, the other question part of that was, did you write for the school newspaper or the yearbook, any of that?
No, actually, I was a photographer for the yearbook.
Okay.
I was the part of the yearbook committee at my high school. I loved it so much, meeting new people, them telling me stories and
Hmm.
capturing moments and putting it in a wonderful yearbook.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, next question. Now, this is a philosophy of poetry question, and I know you're going to knock this out of the park. There are poets who think that we should write every day, that it's important to practice your craft, whether you got inspiration or not, you should write every day. Then the other side of that coin is people who say, "Oh God, no, no, only just wait for inspiration, be patient, just wait, it'll come," and write only when you have inspiration. So that's a big spectrum from all the time to every day and to whenever. Where do you fall in that spectrum, brother?
May I say that was a great question. What I find myself in that spectrum is I have to say that I told another friend he always keeps beating himself up for not creating poems. And I kept telling him you can't force creativity. Creativity takes time. You have to keep learning around you and adapting to certain situations, such as if you hear someone speak a wonderful poem, instead of just listening to it, you should write a few notes down and to add it into your piece you're trying to create. I do put myself in writer's block sometimes, but I do the Leonardo method. The Leonardo method is you write something down, then take a break, then come back, write something down, take a break, come back, rinse and repeat until my poems comes to life.
Very nice. Yeah, I tend to follow another one. This guy's called Italo Calvino. Really interesting writer. If you have a taste for the absurd, I highly recommend him. He says if you find yourself not able to write and you really want to, or you kind of itch to write, but there's nothing coming. What he said is take the simplest, most mundane, inconsequential task and write it up and try to be as detailed as possible. Really dig in and find details in something. And it's the important part of this is that you have no intention to show it to anybody. So you don't always have this second part of your brain going, yeah, but what will people think if I can't say that because it just gets rid of all that stuff. And so what I did one time was I wrote about the inconsequential task of taking the recyclable stuff out. I had to gather the paper, I had to get the cans, I had to get the magazines and the cardboard and take them all outside. And there's different places for everything. So I wrote this up and I was so charmed by what I'd written. I went, I will show this. This is cool. So bravo, sir. Bravo.
Oh, I
Okay,
got one
next.
other question. I'm sorry.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
I remember when I was in another writer's block, believe it or not, they have a rhyming slam poet. I emailed him and he gave me some useful advice. He told me to just let the words fly. Just say one word and keep and write where it takes you.
Very good. Very good. Okay, next. Are there themes or topics that you find yourself writing about often?
Themes of empowerment, things of encouragement, things of making people feel like they're not alone, themes of don't listen to society, listen to yourself. Because society says another thing doesn't mean you have to follow the crowd. You need to appreciate your own uniqueness. That's what my poetry focuses on. It's focusing on preserving your uniqueness and make you feel something so you can learn something. Like I always say, if you can feel, you can heal.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Do you write? Well, I guess this one asked and answered. Do you write social commentary? And I guess the answer to that is obviously you do. Okay, let me skip ahead to the next question. Um, do you participate in these international Zoom readings? Has there been anything that you've seen or heard that surprised you about the international poetry community?
What surprised me the most is poets like you and other poets' creativity. You never ever stop hitting the mark. You hit your mark each and every time you perform at these wonderful Zoom open mics. The other thing is when I'm at a British open mic, it's just that I'm rhyming, but they're learning how to they when they perform, it's just they take my words away. It's just so beautiful in so many words. I'm rhyming, but they are rhyming in another level. It's like I'm whistling, but they're singing. And I always, always, always be inspired to be in British open mics.
Okay. Personally, I think your work is astounding. So take that. Okay. Next. Uh, um, do you feel that poets, especially, have a responsibility to address societal issues?
Yes, poets are the advocators of their community. They need to put their point across to teach the next generation. I'm like, if you're a poet, you need to show it. You can't just let media and entertainment and stuff just rattle someone's cages. You need to be the
Hold on a second. Let me kill this.
sure, no problem.
I'm sorry. You were saying
No, no, it's
a
okay, no
poet
problem.
has responsibility. Go ahead.
Your poet has responsibility to put their words across. We're the advocates of truth, of our own truth, to inspire others to pursue their own truth as well. We not just have a good time, we trying to teach knowledge to hopefully be engraved not just in their mind, but their hearts as well. We have a big responsibility.
Thank you, brother. I agree with you completely. I agree with you completely. Um, okay. Next. If a young person, I can guess what the answer is. Uh, if a young person were to ask you, poetry is sort of the funny cousin over there of art. Is it worth being a poet?
Yes, it's worth being a poet because I meet amazing people like you each and every day that always inspire me to do my best. If you want to get out of your comfort zone, do poetry. If you want to spread your point across, do poetry. If you want to just make new friends, do poetry. If you want to be more creative, do poetry. I highly advocate someone to do poetry. Who doesn't matter if it's long, two sentences, or a paragraph, just say it. Say it and express yourself.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Um, is narrative important? Does a poem have to tell a story or not necessarily?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can tell a story, or you can relive someone else's story, or you can depict a story of your own to capture your sight of truth. It could, I mean, we all are weavers of our own tales, or we are the creators of our own spells. It doesn't have to be a story. It could be anything you want. That's the power of poetry.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was a wonderful poet who makes what I call chime poetry. In other words, it doesn't really take you someplace, but it's just amazing little concepts and little vignettes. And there's this one and this one. It's kind of like ornaments on a tree. It doesn't really tell you a story, but man, it's cool going from place to place along. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Like they always say, the journey is better than destination.
Thank you. Okay, next. What kind of reading do you do for fun?
The reading what I do for fun is I love to read Dr. Seuss. I love to read Dr. Seuss, some of Shakespeare, some I love to listen to podcasts about people interviewing poets, which give me more insight of my craft or my hobby because I love doing it, you love doing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Do you have a goal that you're aiming toward right now as a writer or philosopher or counselor?
Oh, my goal is as a poet to be able to get my point across, to be able to always try to flip that envelope, just like you, always having room to improve myself each and every time because I'm a poet, but I could be a better poet. How can I be a better poet? Just by listening and learning from poets just like you.
Thank you, brother. The feeling is mutual. So now, before we get into your wonderful poetry, the next and last question I want to ask you is, do you have a question you'd like to ask me?
Sure. My question is, what is your creative process?
Okay. I would say that's twofold. On the one hand, I'm one of those driven poets. I'm determined to be better, so I try to write every day. And if I'm not writing every day, I want to at least get a concept down. Or as I'm sure you do, I keep a list of, in my notes of poems that are started and haven't fully blossomed yet. So I may tap on one of those, or as we all often will do, go in and tinker with one that I like, but it's not quite, yeah, exactly what I like. So that's my that's my process. And I'm a big fan. I keep a dream journal, so I write down my dreams, and I get a lot of great ideas from dreams. One that comes to mind is I woke up with the phrase avuncular aphid in my mind. Now I don't know aphids from Adam, so to speak, other than the fact that they suck plants, right?
Hmm.
So I did a little research. That's my next step. I'll do some research. And I found out that aphids, number one, are bisexual. They don't have males, they don't have females, they're just bisexual. And there's no uncles, there's no boys, they're all aunts, right? So that said me, and the word avuncular, if you be really specific, means like an uncle. So there's no aphids that are avuncular. That's impossible. So I thought, okay, I'll start with that. So I wrote a poem about the avuncular aphids. And as I'm drawing it, and I'm done my research, and I get all these pictures of aphids and collect scientific information about aphids, so that I can write something that is true. Um, I kept getting these mental pictures of aphids, so I started drawing aphids. So it became a graphic poem. It wasn't just the avuncular aphids that aren't avuncular at all.
You need to show me that poem sometime.
I'd be glad. I'll send you a PDF of it, okay? Because you have to see the graphics. Okay, so I'm hoping that you've collected some poetry to read. And if you want to take a breath or get a drink first, otherwise we can just roll right into it.
We can roll right into it. Woo!
Okay. You got 15, 20, 30 minutes, whatever you'd like, brother.
Sure, no problem. This one was a work prop from 30 to 30 Poetry Challenge. This is called First Last. We're always behind in the back of our minds. We can't stay blind by the rushing tide. We're all winners. We're all beginners. We are not losers. We're not snoozers. We have unique skills. We can help or kill. We send chills or thrills. We, the queens or kings of the hill. Don't be belittled by society. They don't understand variety. They don't understand who you are. You're a bright, shining star. Please stop having high expectations. Why not go on a stress-free vacation? Who are you trying to impress? Don't press for progress. You want to be like everyone else? You're a book on the globe bookshelf. Why can't you appreciate you? Maybe you need to change your view. Why must you outdo everyone? The moon isn't outdoing the sun. Everything isn't a competition. It's not in life's grand definition. Maybe you point the telescope within. Be your cheerleader and your friend. You don't live twice, but once. Be a happy sage than arrogant dunce. Thank you, and I got another one.
Very nice.
Thank you. This is about poetry. The meaning of poetry is the air we breathe, is the food we eat, is the blood hiding beneath, is the music to the beat. Poetry means more than that. It's beyond science and facts. It builds instant connections and it gives verbal satisfaction. It's the meeting of the minds to keep our hearts aligned. It educates us all to stand true and tall. It's food for the soul that's more precious than gold. It's the pages that keeps on giving or the essence keeps on transcending. Poetry can get you out of your shell. It's a spell if you can't tell. Poetry really is really hard to explain as the blood passes through your veins. To me, poetry is everything in one. It's the pale moon and the shining sun. And I got a little bit of a political piece, if that's okay.
Please, please.
Thank you. This political piece is at a anthology. I think you met Finn Hall.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a very, very poetastic and wonderful, 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 talented guy. He has idea for making us write what America means to me or means to you in different countries and states around the United States. And I answered this. This is called United States of America is. United States of America is. Why are you asking me? I'm an immigrant too. Please read this poetry. Maybe we can make a breakthrough. History seems to repeat itself. It repeats time, time, and time again. The land, opportunity, and wealth. When will this dream stop or end? Is that made from taxes, refueling census wars? Poor corpses were piled by the masses, blood soaking all our shores. Is that made from freedom? People slaving away, using their sweat to fuel the system each and every single day. Is that made from dollars, the root of all evil? Is food for the robbers with collars? All this is plainly illegal. Is not made by the founding fathers. The Declaration of Independence is signed in red ink. The honor of slavery, bigotry, and copper. The mockery this represents really stinks. Is not made from culture. We took something precious and made our own. We tossed the leftovers to the vultures. Who cares? It's not carved in stone. It's not made from firearms. Iron shards rain down misery. After it finishes, then you set the alarms. The victim deserves justice and sympathy. It's not made from our representatives. They serenade us with sugar-coated lies. I'm not trying to be insensitive. Please watch how corruption rise. It's not made it's not made from the Bill of Rights. People misuse it every single day. They use it to fuel their fights. What more can I say? It's not made from the news. It's giving us half the truth. It's dramatic and flashy for the reviews. Can we educate the citizens, including the youth? It's not made of equality. No matter how much you advertise it, it's not in worlds ideologically. This ancient conflict still exists. It's not made from our flag. The stars aren't united. The truth can make you gag. We are more divided. What does America means to me is one big jigsaw puzzle. If you can understandably agree, if you say too much, you'll get the muzzle.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Thank you. I can go all day.
Please, please
Sure, no
continue.
problem. Um, Well, this other one is actually this is a biography about you know truly. This is called The Loser King. I remember when I was a kid, I was so small. My mind was more blank than any wall. I remember when I wore goggles. Kids teased me saying you didn't look right. The light helped me see the childish fights. I remember kids called me Special Ed. I can make a guess, but only God knows why. It was for my dawdling head. I sighed, wept, and cried. I remember reading comics, heroes basking in the limelight, never get hurt from spite, hits, or lonely nights. I remember being a nerd, hear the kids laugh like hyenas. My tears rained down slower than any slugs. I remember when I was bullied. Punks beat me black and blue. I was only a kid. I didn't know what to say or what to do. I remember when I didn't know how to read. The books haunted me. I faked it. I didn't know to see. I remember books perplexed me. Worldly patterns I didn't understand. The confusion stung like bees. Only bright virtue I thirst and demand. I remember getting bad grades. Teacher used to bite my ears off. They didn't know whether to scream or to scoff. I remember being slow. My mind was the turtle, and everything was the hare. Nobody helped, shared, or cared. I remember being poor, scavenging like a little mouse. I watched other rodents scratch, nibble, and pounce. I remember when I didn't have any friends. The loneliness eats away at me, hoping someone could keep me company, please. I remember my life was so cold, body getting engulfed in a snowy hurricane, frozen solid from pale hopes, frigid dreams, and bitter pains. I remember having a mom, but never my dad. I used to blame myself I did something more hurtful or bad. I remember wishing I wasn't born. I needed to escape from the misery, wishing I was a bug or the clear blue sea. I remember my first love. She never knows me, not even my name. I used to run and hide away from the shame. I remember being a little loser. I used to condemn it, but wear it with pride. Now I know the skies are bluer on the other side. Thank you. Yep, that was my childhood. All right, let's see if we got something else.
Very good.
Thank you. Actually, we were talking about narrative, and Halloween is almost here.
Yeah.
This is called the the Green-Eyed Monster.
Oh.
I'm a monster, but I'm timid, not monstrous. I clench only roses, daisies, and violets in my fists. I know I look sickly green, unhumanely tall, and simply dubious. I don't eat people, but mainly vegetables and fish. How'd I came to be in my spontaneous misery? Her's alive! Then my body felt jittery. Wooing my body was slippery and trickery. Only mumbles and grunts were my delivery. My
Mm.
whole body's made from the dead. Yes, you heard what I said. I still feel their memories and emotions inside my head. I hear cries, laughs, curses, and moans when I go to bed. My memories are pieces flowing to my mind, the mementos of the dead that are not left behind. Our lives, fates, and destinies, even our bodies are entwined. I'm their mumbling and stumbling unholy guide. I'm Frankenstein. No, my godly father is. No, it's not joy divine. It's not my name, but his. It's his name, not mine. I am the no name, and he's the science whiz. I asked my father, what was my purpose? He started showing me complex notes. He simply says an experiment he wants to promote. He said out of all his failed experiments, he loved me the most. Father did made me a feminine undead lover. I adore tender moments with each other, a new shade of warmth for this grotesque monster. After her death, I still suffer from a pain I can't recover. At a moment of rage, I broke out of my remote cage. I stumbled to a vivid and green stage, a new lively and vibrant page. The fluffy creatures and tiny dots were strange. I met a little girl by the pond. Her dress was colorful with hair so blonde. He stared at me, curious and odd, a new beginning of our strange bond. She laughed and gave me a tiny flower, the fragrant scent of a warm shower. I'm her friendly, green, and unique tower. It was nice experiencing something so sweet, then sour. I heard a voice. She smiled and waved at me. She said, "See you again when I'm free. I'll stay here resting underneath a tree. It'll be me with the plants, animals, and bumblebees." I woke up. There she was, my dearest friend. We're going to have fun over again. Let's play tag, hide and seek, or pretend. A loud scream transcend. A man screamed, "Honey, get away from that thing." His silver tongue did hurt and sting. The sharp rock started to fling. I left. His rage still ringed. I ran to a abandoned house. I was quiet, then he church mouse. I had doubts when I heard shouts. They kept me in what I wanted out. They hold pitchforks high with fire in their eyes. They howled the empty, dark, smoky sky. They screamed while the torches rose high. Their flames burned everything, including my cries. Damn my enormously large and enormous feet. I can never be normal or discreet. I can never indulge something sweet. Fire bad! The raging painful heat. The grass spew from my blackened lungs. I'm the king inside the sun. The embers feasting away my eyes and tongue. My body is slowly becoming one with the crumbs. My painful flames are biting at my crying flesh. Hope my blackened corpse gives you bright relief. The name is monster responsible for your inner tormented mess. I love my short life, even it was chaotic, misunderstood, and brief.
Very nice, sir.
Thank you. And I got another one. This other one actually was a poetry challenge from our wonderful Finn Bell. Her poetry challenge is make a Twilight Zone poem. And what gave me the well, first was what's Twilight if we're reliving it right now? This is called Anti-Twilight Zone. In a world where food and utility prices are high, where fossil fuels ruin their skies, they toss common sense aside, where they use guns to shoot when someone's offered them a ride. In a world full of mini or big flashing screens, where they accept technology but few strip their humanity, where they slowly pollute their oceans and seas, where giving likes or money fuels their sympathy. In a world where violence is on the rise, where a few make speeches but aren't so wise, where they wear strange outfits for a disguise, where they don't care about quality but size. In a world where a few of them act like sheep, where a few stop thinking but leap into the frozen creek, where they laugh at their wounds so painful and deep, where offering them support makes you a creep. In a world where the wealthy are jailed for enormous accusations, where they are avoiding the charges and travel to unknown destinations, where they drink the sun a decadent wine on a vacation, where they blame it on miscommunication or misinformation. In a world where a snob can be a queen or a king, where you show off your body, money, and sparkling rings, where it's cool to be a puppet on strings, where you look good but can't dance or sing. In a world where they judge you by your race or skin, where only bullets and pleas transcend, only crooked cops ascend, where life from within reaches unforeseen end. In a world where huge epidemics are in the past, where they refuse to wear their mask, where you should respect but not ask, where much more popular to be in a portable flask. In a world where it's cool to be dumb but not smart, where complete nothing can be sold from equivalent art, where you could be sweet but it comes off tart, where it's about conflicting nonsense but not from the heart. In a world where you can travel to oceans or space, where they want to win the political race, where they change everything including their face, where they chase and chase to find their place. In a world, hold up, this isn't fantasy, but reality. Please forgive me of offering virtuality to your morality. It's not brutality of your humanity. It's to give liberality in your dimensionality. Thank you.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I got one more. I could go all day. This is a tribute to all the mothers out there. This is called Motherly Love. When I was a boy, you're my nurse, teacher, and friend. Now that I'm older, I still can't fully comprehend. How could one woman always be there for me? She did what she could, even I could see. We're the fruit, while moms are the trees. Moms are always the busiest of the worker bees. There is no love like a mother's heart, a love that lives and breathes in our art. And mother's love never changes for all time. It only gets stronger and stronger while it shines. Moms needs to be celebrated each and every day. Without them, where could we run, stay, or play? If you don't have your mother, but only your dad, it's okay. Love them too and don't be sad. Moms have hearts full of devotion, dedication, and affection that never ends. A river of love always flows over, and over again. We're a big part of her, while she's a big part of you. I think that's why we're red and rarely blue. Mom, you're not just my mother, but also my dad. You're an experience that no kid could ever have, which made me glad. Moms, thank you for not stop loving us. Don't worry, all this love is gonna make us bust. Moms, there are no easy words how much we love you. Hope these words resonate and stick inside you like glue. Thank you so much for answering our big and little calls. Your immeasurable love, moms, and thank you for it all.
Very nice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you. I got this one. This one is a comedy piece. Actually, it was from Finn Bell again. Make a comedy poem, and this is called They Have Landed. To the American people, there's a landed that look advanced and evil. Oh my God, look heavy-handed. The quick coming down. UFOs covering the skies. They don't make any sounds. Oh my God, ducks in their eyes. Look skinny and frail. Then I meet our leader. I say Murr, but I mean Taco Bell. Oh my God, they pay the meter. They see me doing the moonwalk. There's some stellar moves. Oh my God, they can stand and talk. Hope our bond can approve. It appears a guy is moving towards them. Oh my, he has a Confederate. Sorry. Oh my, he has a Confederate flag. Oh my God, he looks American and dim. Let's pray he doesn't brag. He said, "We don't like your kind here." Oh my God, the Great Invaders blaster. Oh my God, man, cover your rear. Looks like a huge disaster. I know what you're thinking. I'm not doing a freaking thing. My patience is shrinking. The Great temper held by a string. The Great Alien blasted the sky. Dimmed your red and hide. I feel like I almost died. What a crazy and unbelievable ride. Out of the sky came Godzilla. Now breathing, stomping about. Why could it be Gilla the gorilla? Oh no! Everybody screams and shouts. Everybody's panicking. Oh boy, what can go wrong? Oh no, King Kong, aka the Monkey King. He looked cranky and strong. There seemed to be a man with a billboard. It reads, Kong versus Godzilla. Place your bets. Oh my God, people come in herds. Hey, on Kong. Everything is here, including my vest. There's something unrelated, but send cash to my cash app. My life is dead just like you. Come on, show us a little where it's at. I want to order something for Jumbo Juice. I know I shouldn't be scared, but who doesn't want to get rich? Screw the gecko. Go Kong. Make that giant gecko your bitch. Oh yeah, here come the gong. Godzilla rush to Kong. God, why'd I buy popcorn? Come on, you big ape. Don't take too long. Siri, I said to make popcorn, not porn. King Kong swing Godzilla around, lead by scaly tail. It's not one big freakish merry-go-round. In straight detail, Kong, aim for electric rails. Godzilla get angry. Oh my God, smoke's coming from his mouth. Oh my God, here comes the tongue Bob Frankly. It's like me eating a plate of Brussels sprouts. Godzilla's breathing huge beam. Mr. King Kong by a hair. I know just steam. Godzilla, that was cheating and unfair. Wait, we're staring at billboards for donuts and burritos. Don't stand there, look at that. They stop fighting. Oh my God, I'm gonna explode. Oh my God, Godzilla's giving me the finger. I need a giant robot ASAP. You big green cold-blooded stinker. I can't believe I saw that. Yeah, they're holding hands. They're probably getting something to eat. I don't really understand. We're up to the brawling heat. Don't go away. I bet everything on you. I pray on this day. Hope my credits go higher than the moon. What happened to the great aliens? A sign that says, Earthlings, we owe you. Oh my God. So much chaos has descended. What are you possibly going to do? Thank you. And let me see. Let's see.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you a break, and I'm going to read one or two of mine. You've done such a wonderful job reading yours. It's only fair. Turnabout's fair play. So I'm going to read you two. One is I was thinking, you know, we always try to write about interesting things, but I thought I'm going to try to write about something totally boring and see if I can do something with it. So this is called the food truck of life.
Yeah.
The food truck of life. I'm talking about the food truck of life that often pulls up beside you, offering something maybe from pumpkin or something pastry or something on ice. It may not be the stuff of your dreams, but it might be something that fulfills your coffee's need of cream. It rolls up outside, opens its doors, and maybe they honk to invite or implore, but there's no invitation, no great invocation. But hey, what do you want? An engraved invitation? Opportunity's knocking. You want to come out and play? Sure, you're busy, got plenty to do, enough on your plate. But the truck's just outside, and in a minute we'll be gone. What do you have to do? Park on your lawn? Carpe diem, they say. You must seize the day. Or else turn back to your papers, and in a minute it'll just go away. The food truck of life. And then this one, for something completely different. This is called Snake Handler. Now, this is fresh. Snake Handler. Of death and life and such like strife. The snake handler, caduceus wielder, health and life shielder, lost from the 12, even wanderer Ophiuchus. No naive stumbled the snake handler, cosmic wanderer Ophiuchus. The snake handler seeks the banter, barter, replace with sacred power of the snake, weaving, pleasing, sacred knowledge obscured by any college, and through the darkness something more, once hidden and behind the door, now obtained but once obscure. Ophiuchus, the missing figure from the zodiac that lingers, the snake charmer holder, the bolder holder of life and death, is older than the rest. That makes some sense, it seems, from ancient dreams. Ophiuchus, how'd he do this? Holding after catching the snake, make no mistake, holding his snake after the flyers make, tossed to his arms like a magic charm with no alarm, well placed to protect the scared and fiery snake. Ophiuchus, snake bearer, thy wisdom beyond life and death they shared once and again, lost among the 12 you'd once dwelled, and there in the circle once wandered away, compelled thy wisdom seeking, taking beyond the rosy glow of dawn that spawns beyond the velvet night's delight. Drink deep of knowledge, taking that cold carriage, no longer of the simple 12 disparage, as Prometheus promised pebbles of enlightenment. Asclepius conquered death. The gods themselves feared the loss of this awesome power, and Zeus sought to strike him down, and blaze away, thou thunderer, and strike thy fearsome blow. Ophidius bears no fear of thee. Thunder thou thine power hour, whilst not be forever last. Ophiuchus, snake bearer, and though thou that carries which life and death both fear, bear thee boldly knowledge in thy course beyond the years. Ophiuchus is an interesting figure. I just learned about he is the 13th zodiac figure. He was once there, now he's gone. And his myth, which is very interesting, is as Prometheus brought fire, right, to mankind, Ophiuchus, with this snake, he's the snake of the caduceus that doctors have, right, the snake with on a staff, and he stands for the god who is beyond life and death. And Zeus was annoyed that this guy had the power to defeat the gods by defeating death. So Zeus didn't like that, and he blew him away, and he was removed from the zodiac. But there's still a place for him. And it's funny, I was doing some research on some cosmology about a black hole that is more than a black hole. It's actually what they call a molecular cloud. And it's way out in deep space. And he is in the zodiac of Ophiuchus. So I went from the looking for this dark cloud, then became a molecular cloud, then became Ophiuchus, then became the caduceus of Mercury, and this power of life and death. And he's a missing part of the zodiac. So it led me on this really interesting cosmic journey. So I thought I would capture that in a poem.
Wow,
It's something
you learn
it's
you
a
learn
little
something new.
different than typically what I like to do. Brother, you are welcome to read more. Would you like to read a couple more?
Oh, sure. I'm missing these words and make us hearts and minds fly higher than the birds. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're
Always
welcome,
a
man.
pleasure hearing you.
Welcome.
Uh, Thank you so very much. This other poem is called this is called Love and War. Palestine versus Israel, Jews versus Nazis. Doesn't ring a bell? One big genocide spree. War is good for nothing. Innocent lives taken away. It's only the risk getting something. Lives are taken by minute, hour, and day. Where's humanity? Where's the truth? Where's the empathy? Where's the juice? Where's the reality? It doesn't have to be obtuse. Has history taught us nothing? There are no winners in wars. It's always ducking and running. Don't ignore. We love to restore. And here, this is called Bare Naked Truth. We're exposed poets. We stand naked every day. Oh, come on, you know it. One shades any day. You know it. No denying it. Our emotion on full display. You have to quickly admit. We all write bare essays. Our work really hits. Flushing out the inner gray. You ask for naked. Don't quit. Shine your golden ray. I know some feel sick. Show the world the way. Hope we really click. Chill away at the hardened clay. Keep crushing those bricks. Help whoever going astray. Perform those monstrous tricks. Make the inner trauma delay. Give back one for those pricks. Make the thunderstorms decay. Chain and form the skeptics. Acceptance. No more betrays. Support that man or chick. A shock of the cause obey. Make your personalized stick. Give advice in life disarrays. Remove those small annoying ticks. Bare naked insight you betray. You're naked. Everything's okay. Here it is. Without instruction. Please go as you flow. If you know, you know. Please be nice and glow. Don't be shallow or hollow. Listen to your gut. Help you out of the rut. Please no more give no fucks. You don't want to be a Peking duck. Please pick up the pieces. The pain might decreases. Please, you're not alone. You're not attached to stones. Everything is a puzzle. Use your cognitive muscle. If it's hard, take a break. Don't stay perplexed or awake. It will come to you. Keep swimming the blue. Please don't beat yourself up. You can save the dumpster trucks. Rome wasn't great in a day. Go, stay, or play to enjoy today. If it doesn't come, please don't beat a war drum. It takes a bit more time. Some things are worth the climb.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure to perform in front of wonderful poets like you. And I got another poem. It is called. Actually, this poem was when I was in college. I used to, when we were in college, we used to have the hearts for someone, and then all of a
Oh yeah.
sudden,
Oh
that
yeah.
person really wasn't the person that we thought they to
Oh
be.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is thank you. And I got the inspiration from have you all Casablanca? Yeah, I love noir. I love noir movies.
Oh
Bittersweet.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. So this poem is called Noir Queen. It's a love story. She was a bottle wonder and mystery, only gave out few clues. I was lost in her cheerful tapestry. My heart was lost in the deep blues. The sunlight reflected on her through a tall the sun reflected on her like a sunlight through an hourglass, and I just stare. She looked like a student staring at a clock. She really didn't care. Her makeup was colorful, like high quality paint spilled on a ballroom floor. My heart was like a camel. It wasn't parched, but thirsty for more. She needed a great friend like a dog needs a milk bone. My heart was soft like a fluffy marshmallow, then turned to rough stone. Our days were bittersweet, like a day-old cup of sweetened black coffee. She was bored, like a swimmer bobbing and floating in the sea. Her eyes shone like diamonds every time she talks about her thief for the night. I guess there were two dull black and white shadows between the twilight. She talked about him like a follower talks about their Messiah or God. I stood there like a statue that was shocked, confused, and awed. She kept saying how her thief gave her treasures in the night and vanishes in the day. I'm sorry, darling. He's like a comet. He's there, but never stays. She stares at her cell phone like a rider waiting for a timely bus. To me, it was like looking at a sculpture turning into rust and dust. Her eyes and mouth turned to lava like a erupting volcano. I was mute, like a regular in a library reading a book labeled No. She wanted his blood like a hungry color with bullets to the brim. Her cell phone vibrated. Her ferocity went quietly dim. He texted her. She looked calmer like an eye of a noisy thunderstorm. Her loud sound like a trumpet or a French horn. My mouth was sealed like a secret diary with a golden locket. I felt dirty, like a pig rolling around in sloppy, filthy shit. I wanted to say it. He doesn't care about you, but it would be like teaching the blind or deaf. I wanted to say it, but like a mockingbird, she chirped and left. It's a crime. I felt indifferent, like a badges cop on a vacation. I felt hopeless, like a fly wrapped in a sticky situation. Now I feel alone, like an ant in a giant sandbox. I'd just be here, like a starfish on a comfy rock. Thank you. And I got another one. This other one is one of wonderful Finn Bell's favorite. It's about Mother Earth. This is called Drawn in the Smudge. We were created by Earth, the dirt of rebirth. We are her seeds. We breed, she bleeds. Strength in her mud, soak in the floods. We're flowers in her image, roots without limits. We don't show you love. Your voices are the winds above. We feel your earthquakes while you painfully ache. We see your thunderstorms, your frantic cries as a newborn. We touch your hurricanes, the wails of growing pains. We drink your tsunamis. The water cleans your body. We hear you, our mother. We feel your thunder. Yes, we understand and do. Sorry to be a burden to you. And mother work is never done. Thank you for being our son. Forgive your uprooted trees. We are pieces of your humanity. Thank you.
Bravo, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got one more.
Go ahead.
Sure, this is called Kerfuffle. Many battles overseas. Please, no guilt, please. I feel the bullets in my chest, the bombardment of stress, the drowning in media, the struggles of multimedia, the downpours of cries, the eruption was roaring in sighs. I know guilt is unbearable, but please don't feel terrible. What are you talking about? Please don't shout. Things change every day. The chaos will go away. Not now, but maybe someday. Peace will be on its way. The sun will drown out the rain. The prayers won't be in vain. Remember, hope is always there, offering peace, harmony, and care. The mayhem will come to an end. Please have hope, my unknown friend. Thank you.
Bravo. You want to wrap up with one final one, sir?
Heck yes, heck yes, heck yes. I am having so much fun under the worldly sun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a privilege and it's been a thrill.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, buddy.
Thank you so much. This other one is called well, futuristic. This is called Robot Odyssey. I remember when I was human. Time and I moved so fast. Now I'm an advanced Iron Man. I fear nothing. Well, only if my hard drive crash. I'm a titanium monster, skin as cold as ice. Why must I live and suffer and upgrade for my sad demise? I used to be human like you. I just want to escape my inevitable end. Now I'm full of electricity and screws. Rebooting over, over, and over again. I don't eat a single thing. I don't need substance anymore. I get energy from these rubber strings. It powers up my flashing core. I have infinite knowledge inside my brain. I am my own living computer. Would you like for me to explain all the knowledge I gain? I am sorry, I don't explain to an intruder. Scanning. What did the robot say to the other robot? Well, screw you. It does not compute. Ha ha ha. Not laughing. I gave it a shot. Other robots find this joke a hoot. My consciousness transcends the ticking chime. My body is only temporary. I don't feel fear, starvation, pain, or time. Some humans think this is scary, but on the contrary, destroy all humans. Oh, I got your attention. Here's some words advice for you all. Treasure everything in life. Life holds no comprehension or extinctions. Learn before you get stuck by cables in the walls. I know what you're thinking. What about me? If I tell you your brain would be shrinking, human, just leave and let me be. Beep, beep, beep.
Excellent, sir. Excellent. And on that beeping note, thank you so much, my friend. A really awesome job. An honor and a pleasure to have you with us.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you for showing what poetry is all about.
Okay. Well, I will see you in some future Zoom, my brother. Thank you so much.
Take care and thank you so much.
Okay. Bye bye.